I'm an activist, but for a long time I was a scoundrel. In 2013, in my barracks, my best friend left my room to get gunned down in the hallway. I had to see and hear a lot of things that night that plagued me for years. It took me out of the running of being sensitive or caring about other people. It gave me some of the worst PTSD that I had to endure for years. In that, I didn't care about fighting or cheating on my girlfriend or certain things that up until 2017 I was trying to work on. I went down to my brother's bachelor party in Louisville, Kentucky, and we're all having fun, and one night I separated from them walking down the street, and I passed a man grabbing a woman, calling her a bitch and a whore and screaming in her face. And I walked past and I was like, I can't not say something. So I look at him and I shake my hand in his face and I was like, that's no way to treat a woman. Coming from a person that has not always been nice or the best man to women. But I've been trying to change that, and this person looked at me and he said, where the fuck do you think you're from? And in that, I know how to fight, but I was not trying to fight with this person. I was trying to stick up for a woman that no one would stick up for her. When I watched 10 other people walk past, the two men started to fight me, and I'm pushing them back, trying to not fight. When 3 men run up, and I was like, oh, thank God. I'm not gonna get into a fight. And what I didn't know is the 3 people were their friends. And as one person is choking me and another person's punching me in the face and I'm watching my vision close in, I ask myself, is this how I die? Do I die on these streets in Louisville, Kentucky? Will people know that I was sticking up for a woman, or will they see a drunk kid being a scoundrel? Fast forward, a man ran up and pushed everybody over, just a sea of bodies. As I'm crawling out of this, one man grabs my hair, hitting me so hard in the side of the head that caved my skull in. Next thing I remember, running down the street as that man's chasing me, trying to help me. The woman that I stood up for was in tow with my glasses, and she handed them to me, and the man handed me my phone. I called my brother and everybody else to get back. We flagged down a police officer who called an ambulance. But like any good Marine, we don't take ambulances, we take Ubers. So I get to the VA hospital where they see a drunk scoundrel, but in actuality I'm slurring my words because my skull is caved in. It took me screaming at the top of my lungs and telling them, no, I don't need to take a nap, I need a CAT scan. In the CAT scan tube, a man was joyfully talking about a TV show that no one cared about but him. And I said, hey man, would you mind pressing the button? And instead of doing that, he walked over and leaned down and said, you know, young man, there's a thing called patience. And I said, yeah, well, I feel like I'm dying. So once the CAT scan came back and they saw that I had a decompressed skull fracture and I was leaking brain fluid, they rushed me to University of Louisville Hospital, where I called my mother and tried to calm her down a little bit. I said, hey Mom, you don't have to come here, but somebody caved my skull in, and so I'm gonna be in the hospital as she's packing a bag heading to Louisville with my family. There they told me that they were gonna cut my skull from top to bottom and put a titanium plate behind it, cutting one of the biggest muscles that helps you chew in half. That Monday I was supposed to start the end of my junior year. I was supposed to start an internship with a judge. I had just released my album. And in that, I woke up the next morning a different person after the surgery. They say that a brain injury changes your outlook on life. Very similar to a near-death experience. But in that, I lost a lot of who I was, and I had to regain it back step by step. The VA didn't call me back for 14 days. I had to teach myself how to walk again. 3 months later, I was in school and not telling my teachers that I forgot where adverbs or adjectives went. So I was texting my notes, dual learning. I had to live with my parents. I had to drop out of school for a while. The hardest part was not having my own independence anymore and knowing that I was a different person and trying to change that scoundrel that I wasn't anymore. I'm a Marine, I'm an activist, and I'm not a scoundrel anymore. Thank you.